there could be a song that would warrant more than two, but generally it's like one or two, and then don't listen. We can listen at home, or we can listen another place.
Or
And
here.
yeah, what's that?
Or here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is
First time.
first time I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
Um, let's play the next. What's the next track, Mr. Gridkovitz? Nominor. Let's play Nominor. So this is Nominor, the monster.
Well, and not to mention that I think when you first presented the tune, it was a lot slower. It was like ding, 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 ding,
That's true.
ding, 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 ding.
Right.
Like it was around there, and then we kind of just like had some fun with it, and then got used to playing it a lot faster. And I mean, obviously that changed the feel of it too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got more comfortable playing it, and that happens pretty often. To you know that you get more comfortable with tune, and it speeds up and speeds up and speeds up, and which is cool. And then eventually you're like, it's too fast. Let's slow it down. Usually I think at least when it's my kind of choice, or usually in my band, I like to do songs at very different tempos all the time. And I don't feel that a song should be at a certain tempo necessarily. And even sometimes in certain cases, like different arrangements of the same song. Like for Tracy, for example, we do a lot of different ways. It doesn't, yeah.
Also, something that I like that you're always open to is changing the tempo just at any point when the song's already happening, to just decide, you know what, let's speed it up, let's slow it down, because it's a really cool effect.
Yeah, up and down, yeah.
Thumbs up. Somebody gave a thumbs up. George gave a thumbs up.
George, yeah. This might be the only song that we re-recorded.
Yeah, true.
This was originally supposed to be on Golden Treasures.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't make the cut first time around.
And any of you Patreon members know that, because I actually released the one that was on Golden Treasures on Patreon just so you guys could hear the difference of the two. And then because I did like a whole I analyzed the song, but I gave you the original one, and it's a lot slower. But yeah, this was definitely
worse.
One that,
no.
Yeah. I think we might have recorded Fadi Mime as well on Golden Treasures and not released that too.
Did that come out on this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
George, what's the next tune? Oh, I see Alon there walking to a gig. Hey, Alon.
Alon.
Yeah, what's going on?
Somebody asked a question in the text about the mastering process, and I would just answer it and say the difference in the mastering process, the way that it was different for me is that I did really basically nothing. That I just trusted Alon 100%, and I was like, "Hey, man, can you master this? Thanks." and he of course sent me the thing when it was done, and I was like, "Well done," and that was pretty much that. I can't really remember any. Yeah, there wasn't any like, can you put the guitar down a half of a dB, and then when it's the high E flat, it gets the feeding back. Like, I didn't really do anything. For me,
yeah, there was one place that the trombone was a little strong.
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, I mean, mastering or mixing. I'm wondering about the question. If that's also, I guess, since this is the first record that we did together, so I don't really know what. I mean, I know really well the older records, and I can guess some certain things just in terms of like the color of the mix and stuff.
I mean, Alon, I can just tell you the question verbatim. It was, let me find it. It was, hey, was the mastering process different than in your previous albums? It seems to have a different finish. And then somebody else is adding, I thought it sounded a bit more polished. That's not the right word, but it did have a different vibe. So maybe, I mean, if you're still here,
yeah,
it's unique to have a situation where you recorded the album, you mixed it, and then mastered it. Like you went start to finish conceptually. So maybe you can talk about your approach.
Yeah, I mean, in general, when I mix jazz records, and particularly stuff I record, especially when it was at Big Orange Sheep, and I just thought all the natural way that everything was recorded there sounded so great always, and especially I thought this record specifically, I remember we did the drums in the live room and the piano in the piano booth, which was really nice. Makes a big difference. I always kind of thought that Big Orange Sheep, that the drums and being in the live room and the piano in the piano booth and not the opposite almost makes like a bigger of a difference in a good way. I thought that was like a really good call to have the drums in the live room. And just in general, I feel like in that piano also, the way it's everything, I feel like the sounds that were coming out of that studio just naturally, all the original stems sound so good and so polished in a way and clean. And so I would really like when I used to work on records that I would do there, I would really try to really not do a lot, really just like kind of try to preserve because I feel like in general in jazz and with mixing jazz, like especially because the mixing process for jazz is very different. I feel like than other genres. You're trying to really not do a lot so you can keep the color of the sources and like the magic that it has and the taste that everything has. So it's like in this one, I remember this record was just like immediately that sounded so great. Also because like you guys play so in great balance with each other. Like it's the most fun for me always to work with bands that come in and it's like a band and everybody knows the music. It's super tight. There's no and you guys also like have been so much to studios also, so you guys know how to set your levels right and stuff like that. So just the way you play already from the start off is just so in balance with each other. And but yeah, basically I didn't, the mastering was very small touches just to kind of I feel like just to almost like enhance what's already there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the big room. I've done that at all my recordings actually. Taking just I feel like the reverb from the drums, that natural reverb, and then I close mic'd everything. So that's actually kind of similar than that I've always done. But I do the same thing when we're on the road too. I take the big bedroom,
Yeah.
of all the Airbnb,
As you should, right?
and
The bigger airplane.
yeah. Take the window or the aisle. Cool. Well, Alon, thanks for that. And Alon's running to a gig too, so I'm glad, but I'm really glad to get you in talking about the recording process.
Yeah, I'm here still for like another 20 minutes. I got to start playing it.
Great. George, what's the next tune?
There was actually one before we get there. There was another question, which maybe we can clarify. Let me find it here. Brian Crossman, are you still here? Is Brian still here? I don't see Brian.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Brian. Brian, you said any prep on these charts prior to the recording session? Maybe. Oh.
And they have to have a band, a real.
Someone's okay. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Any prep on these charts, Brian?
Yeah. So first, thanks for doing this. I used to live in New York and see you guys at Smalls and Cafe Bohemia. So wonderful to connect here.
Oh.
So I saw that Ari, you did most of the arrangements. I'm just curious what level of prep goes in prior to the recording session. Are you guys playing it out live to dial it in, or what's the process there?
Gotti, you can, if you want to.
Well, I want to get your perspective as well, but from my perspective, it's very much organic. It's just, I mean, just what I would say about Ari's whole approach, in the way that it applies to us is just very much like allowing what happens to happen, like the way he talked about nominal before. You had a concept of what you heard. It's interesting you say that because I didn't really even ever feel that feeling of like, oh, this is not really what I meant, but oh, cool. It didn't even exist. It was just like, here's what I brought to the situation, and then here's what's happening. And this very open mindset of just like, okay, let's see what this creates, not trying to force anything upon it. This all was beautiful. Also because we're playing all the time. um, Ari would bring things in that were kind of in early stages of composition, sometimes, or arrangement, with again that same attitude of like, what do you all think? Maybe we can try this here, this there. So I feel like it was a very mutual and open kind of situation. What do you guys think? Does that
Yeah,
make
that's
sense?
exactly pretty much how I would say it too. Yeah, so it's a language, and we prepare by just having more conversations, having more gigs, and we definitely played the music before we recorded it. That's something that is important to me. And we been playing together as a trio for a number of years too, so we know each other quite well, and that really helps.
Yeah, like the preparation mostly just happened naturally on the bandstand. Like we were just lucky to have enough consistent playing that it was a pretty, yeah, like Gotti said, just organic. It was like a very organic, even just deciding, okay, let's go into the studio and record this. It was just kind of like almost an extension of just what we're doing live anyways.
Yeah, if you saw the charts, if you looked at the charts, they're very not indicative of what, like, many parts of the arrangement per se. Like all the subtleties and movements that are happening in there, which I think is great because a lot of the amazing bands that we all love never played with or even had charts. I think the Jazz Messengers never had any, like, a single chart. It was all just taught, you know, to each other and played by ear. And I think it's beautiful because you never want to have that feeling of being, looking at something and having that direction. Like, everything about your energy, your communication, your eyes is like between the three of us all the time. You can't have a page or an iPad in between that.
Should we hear the next tune, George?
Hmm.
It's for a lot.
Meow 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 meow. One of those.
Yeah, so that's well, right, it's Alone. Holly actually wrote some really beautiful lyrics to this song, but I can't remember what they are. But actually, they're not finished. But you know, it could be a vocal song. Soon.
Yeah, man, maybe the next album.
What was
Also,
that?
we can welcome you out to this party.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
hello.
Yeah, I'm saying we can welcome. Yoav is a great friend, neighbor.
Pablo's also here, guys.
Guitar player.
Who's also here?
Oh, wow, Pablo Morales. Man, Pablo, I just thought of you
Gary's
today.
saying that he just thought of you today. Wait, here, take it out. Gary, say that again?
Yeah, I'm saying, Pablo, I just thought about you today because I did some woodworking, and every time I do some woodworking, I think about you.
Congratulations, sorry, on the release.
What?
No, I'm just saying congratulations, Ari, for the release of the new album.
Oh,
Gary.
oh, thanks for hanging. You guys don't have to play your gig, right? You can just hang out with us.
Yeah.
We're just gonna cancel now, yeah.
Yeah.
You can just play the album through plug the Zoom into the speakers. And play
Great
the album,
idea.
You know.
Let's see. Next song. What is the next song called, Mr. Gridkevitz?
He missed his joke. He was like, "This one's for Alon," and it's called Alone.
George, could you play the next song? Or am I muted? Maybe I'm muted.
No, you're not muted. I can hear you.
George is muted. Oh.
I think we're just waiting. You know what? I'll just solve this Rubik's cube until we do it. Okay. Oh, George, it's time.
Oh,
It's time to. Okay.
maybe if we all just go George.
Everybody, George. Play it, George. Well.
There is more to the record. There's.
Yeah, we promise.
Let's see if I can. Maybe I can play it. There's a piano here. Let's see.
Yeah, you can play if you share your screen.
Yeah, but you can share only sound if you want.
Yeah.
Here?
And not share the screen.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh, here's George.
Yes.
Yes, please, George. And a joke to go with it, also.
Please.
Ah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
What?
thank you.
3.
Yeah, thank you, 3. That's nice.
I'm glad you figured out who the pianist was too.
No, but now they're saying some very nice things.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
see that.
Oh,
Um,
George answered.
yeah. Actually, that was a. I think I played that arrangement with you for the very first time.
Yeah, I remember when you wrote it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that also when the wondrous Lea Lu was living in New York?
Yeah, there was yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I remember seeing a video. What was that, George?
Oh.
What's the question?
No, I think you're right.
Oh. Does the rhythm or melody tend to come first? Well, so actually, Margles, I know you're on Patreon, so there's a lot of composing videos there that talk about my composing process. But just to answer your question here, most often the harmony comes first, and then after that, it's kind of between the bass line and usually it's like a bass line first, and then maybe it's a rhythmic idea first. And there's only been probably a couple of songs that I've written where the melody has come first. Um, this is just my process that I'm just telling you how it's happened. But I think more often than anything else, it's like some kind of a harmonic idea. But it could come from any of those things, really. I've tried to write more with the melody first, and I'd like to be able to do that more, but something is difficult about that for me, and I'm not sure why.
Guys, sorry to interrupt. I'm about to start my gig, and I want to ask if there's any last question about the sound or anything, because I'm not going to be able to come back. My gig goes till 3 p.m.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything, but
Cool.
you look great.
Thanks, you
Fun.
too.
Thanks, Alon.
Yeah, thank you guys. Wish I could stick around for more.
All
But
good.
this is awesome. Stoked to have been able to make a bit of it. Yeah, keep enjoying the rest of the listening session. I wish I could stick around.
Yeah, man.
All right.
What's the
All
next
right.
song, George?
There's also I'm not sure if it's a question or a comment, but Connor says it sounds as though you didn't use the original chard with a D. I think
Is that like Swiss chard?
yeah. So there was no cheese at the session.
Oh.
Okay.
But chart, yes, chart.
Connor and I have been working closely together.
Well, I don't know what is the
on
original
spelling
chart for
or
You Stepped
something.
Out of a Dream.
Chart. Hey, fix it.
Oh, come on.
We got it.
No, the D and the T are close. I'm not sure if there's an original chart to You Stepped Out of a Dream.
Yeah, we made it. We did make it. We made a chart to
But,
it.
He said, "Oh,
did we?
didn't play
No, I'm saying like the original chart.
like the original chart."
Oh,
Maybe
you talking
that's-
about my
Yeah.
chart, or are you talking about like the
original song.
yeah, the original song? I mean, I think it's pretty much close
Maybe
to
you
the
can
song.
clarify.
We did it in 3. And
With some hits.
yeah, there's some like
There's some hits in
rhythmic-
there.
Yeah, kind of
Rhythmic
arrangement things.
Oh wait, Connor's saying the AH arrangements.
Oh yeah, that's so yeah. Connor has the arrangement too, because we made a chart on it. But I don't know what's different. I'm not sure. I think it's probably fairly close, but there's sometimes like I'll make a chart and then we'll play it for a while and we'll just change things and then I'll just forget about the chart. We were talking about reading music in charts before, and I didn't really say this, but I was thinking this, which is that kind of the more I get, more experience I get, I just realize that like reading music is more unhelpful than helpful as far as like processing information. And I'm not saying that it's not necessary or not helpful to learn to read music. It is, but I think that it holds you back more than it helps you in general. So you know, whatever that's worth. So you can tell that to like, you know,
Right.
teachers that, oh, Ari says that don't read music.
I mean, reading music is a shortcut, kind of, is what it is. Like, charts are a shortcut to like learning by ear. So you're not going to process the music as deeply if you're just depending on the chart.
100%. It's true.
Beat tips out.
That's the deal. Actually, Yoav is really the one that taught me that, to be really honest with you. It's probably true.
Song?
No, that
Yoav
whole
taught
thing.
Ari all he
Because
knows.
like Yoav would always come over and he'd be like, well, want to learn this song? And I'd be like, oh yeah, let me
Oh, yeah.
let me look at it. No, don't look at a chart. You know, and I'd be like, okay. And then he's like, that's not a good, you know, it's doesn't help. It's not a good idea. You'll really learn it if you and I knew that, but I didn't really.
It's just like it's just faster if there's a
Yeah.
chart. That's all.
It's
Yeah.
fast.
But then the music stays on the chart, they're not here. Huh?
Mm.
Guitar hearts out. Yeah.
And then it was useful because I can't read, so
You
I'm
can.
happy. Yeah.
But you can't read English.
Right. Right. Yeah, this is all very. I'm just seeing lines on the screen. I don't know what they mean, but
How about the next song? Can we go to the next song? It's actually not called that. It's called Theo's Groove. Yeah. Did you get it? It's okay. So yeah, let's check out Theo's Groove. Gotti, I saw your head in your hands like this. Did you not like your solo?
Uh, you know, listen, it's a,
I
you
liked your solo.
know,
I like your
it's
solo
a.
a lot.
Thank you. I guess that's why you chose it to be on the album.
Sounded good.
I didn't. Well, I don't know if I don't. I can't remember if we did multiple takes or this or not or really
Well, you
what.
could have said, well, you see, if you didn't like it, could have said, all right, guys, let's try another one. To play that
Oh,
one and go.
well, that's what I
Okay,
should have done.
let's.
That's
Oh,
what I
sorry.
should have
Go
done
ahead.
for the previous record for the Golden Treasures. Remember?
Ooh, well, with well, let's talk about Child's Play for five
Oh,
minutes.
Child's Play. Yeah. No, but I mean,
Yeah,
at some point, it's kind of it's okay, like to have imperfections and stuff, and even in the melodies, and I mean, it's like some of the great records. I mean, they're reading the tunes for the first time, so
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of questions.
Uh,
Um,
so let's see, bunch of questions here. What's that? From Jay Z?
I'll read it out. Yeah, it says, Ari, I study jazz percussion in Ottawa, Canada. Your playing, as I'm sure you often hear, is utterly masterful and provides endless inspiration in my own musical endeavors. This trio is so in tune with each other. Can you speak to your thought process when aiming to insert novel rhythmic slash melodic ideas in an improvisational setting without completely overtaking the group?
Um, Great, well thought out question. I'm not sure if Jude. I would first thing I recommend is join my Patreon. If you're not, maybe you are already, but this is the kind of thing where it's pretty in depth. And but the general thing that I would just say is it's a language, it's communication. Um, it's speaking. We're speaking to each other, and we don't really know what's going to happen, but that's the general way that I'm thinking and that we're thinking together. Gabe. Oh, Gabe is here. I don't know if you guys don't know Gabe. He is a wondrous musician, violinist.
What's up, Gabe?
You know Gabe? Yeah.
Why don't I know him?
Herbie and Keith influence. Yeah. Who's that? Yeah, I'm reading it now. I can read it out loud. Beautiful track. The first piano solo. That first piano solo definitely has some strong Herbie and Keith influences, but it sounds like they became one person. Awesome. Also,
Keith
what they
who?
used to be quote. Yes, exactly. Felt in 3. Right. Yeah.
Kirby?
Being felt in 4. Yeah. I mean, I think we're kind of feeling. The way I wrote it is like it's really like triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Right. So I would call that 4/4. 4. Right. But I guess you could also hear it 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. But yeah, nice.
Last question from Connor. Yeah. What's the ride symbol? I think it's here playing lyrics series.
I don't remember what ride I was playing, but I will try to remember that for you. I'll,
But
from YouTube. I didn't know that YouTube could ask questions.
Google. Google is asking.
So that's a great question, but that's definitely a question that we can address not on this forum. We're just really listening to the record. But if you want to ask me that separately, like on Patreon or like for drum stuff, that's totally cool. But basically the grips are the same. You know, it doesn't really have to do with the music that much. There are little slight advantages to each one. But let's. I think we should go ahead and play the next song, George. What do you think? Ah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot that's on this, on this one.
We got to play this one again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song, man. We haven't played that in a while.
Yeah, we should definitely play that more. And
Next week.
I just wanted to add that, like, I'm the reason I kind of wanted to do this is just because I'm really proud of this record. I'm really proud of this band, and I just wanted to kind of get the music out there a little bit more, and just share it with people. So, so that's really just my thought. It was just a way to kind of just enhance listening and, yeah, listening together. Let's see. Any questions? Did I want to make you cry? Play it again. Haha.
Nice.
Good. Good. The next track is T for Two. So, can you call that the title track, or since the tune is called T for Three? I mean the record. It's It's 2/3 of a title track, right?
2/3.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our next single, like 2/3.
Ba-ba-da-ba-bum, bum, bum. Which I've wanted to do on every gig since, and I've resisted.
I just noticed that we have a lot of dogs and cats and quite an eclectic group of people here, as well as
Animals.
a number 3, which is also here.
It's very on brand with our album.
So that's T for 2. Yeah.
Any questions?
I think we should.
So
Yeah, let's keep
actually,
going.
is it sorry, stupid
No.
question, but is the tuning 5/4 and you play between 4/5 kind of, or
Oh, the arrangement?
Yeah.
yeah?
It's in 5. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
in 5.
And then yeah, exactly. It's like the implied 4/5, but it's like the halftime 4. It's like kind of 2/5. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Actually, Eric, I think next month there's a whole analyze on Patreon. It's coming out. Of
oh,
that
cool,
song.
great.
And also with a chart and everything.
Sorry.
So yeah, so
Nice.
definitely coming up. Yeah,
Cool,
I think I count through the thing too and everything.
great.
I think the next thing is, what is the next tune? Right, Defati Mime. Margles, I want to answer your question now because it's really pertinent to this song. This one really did have a rhythm first, and it's just that second. It was kind of based off this idea of this music from Reunion Island, who I originally was turned on to me by Gail Aurelou, who spent some time there, lives there sometimes. But the music is very kind of second triplet heavy, if you will, and so if you listen to it, they usually are just like the music is usually just singing and vocals, singing and drums, or singing and clapping. But the clapping is all on the second triplet, so it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just took me a while to really be able to hear that. But that's kind of what this is, the influence by that second triplet. So probably, I would imagine that a lot of people would listen to that for the first time and they would hear that as being the downbeat, and I can relate. But it's not. So that one really did have a kind of a rhythmic idea in mind first. And actually, wow, Kat, I just answered your question. I didn't even read it, so that means we're definitely on the same page here. Long live Ukraine. And I think we're gonna go to the next tune now, which is, I believe it's Bobby Timmons' tune, right? Yeah, this is a tune by Bobby Timmons.
Meow, 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 meow. Sorry, do it again.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much, Ethan, for your comment, by the way.
Yeah, it's striking for me each time, actually. Not even just the technical ability, but just how soulful it is. It's like,
There's when I started doing that, um, I put a little more effort into getting the the pitches, like the intonation, um, as as close as possible, and as a result, the rhythm and the time kind of suffered a lot, and then kind of with experience, I realized that it was much more important to just make it swing than to get the pitches perfectly. And once that happened, it really became much more musical. And so I think that's just like with a little bit of experience. That's the one thing that I learned. Also, this tune was interesting because I'm from Philly, and people play this song. We're all playing it not the way that Bobby Timmons wrote it. They would play boo 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 doo boo doo boo doo boo 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 doo. Oh, they right? They did and so that's how I started playing it for a long time. But then when I heard really listen to the melody, Bobby Timmons play it. It's actually goes up both times, different notes, and so I was like, I guess I gotta do it that way. So I kind of had to relearn it a little bit, and I think I did that just at the session itself, because I realized that I didn't really know the tune as well as I thought I did, and I think we didn't know we were going to record this song either, right? We were just kind of saying, "Oh, let's see what happens when we try this one."
and that's the same with the last one that's coming up. That's also what happened.
Oh right, yeah.
That was also a last minute request.
That's right. And this last song is a song that I have recorded quite a lot in very different ways. And this time I decided to sing it because I was doing kind of a lot of singing at that time. And so with the introduction of this song, I'm gonna just say thank you everybody for being here and hanging out and listening, and feel free to pass the record on to friends, and if you don't like it, pass it on to enemies. So those people get to hear it either way. And so thanks everybody. Ben,
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being
Along.
here.
Dogs, cats.
Spread the love.
This trio's about to hit the road. We got a bunch of dates coming up in the States and Europe. If you want us to come to your town, you can make it happen, or help make it happen anyway, because we'd love to.
Yeah.
So this is for Tracy. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
You are a winding melody. Swiftly you climb, ascending in time. And when we're apart, I'll follow my heart and keep coming back to you like a winding melody. With a twist and a turn, I'll always return. For when we're apart, I'll follow my heart and keep coming back to you.
Bye, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. And be well. And may the music be with you.
Yeah.
And also with you.
See y'all.
Bye.
Lots of love, everybody.